The Curse of Aipaloovik, Hudson Bay. The year was 1887. In the remote Inuit settlement of Kangiksujwak, nestled along the icy shores of Hudson Bay, winter had arrived early, gnawing at the village with relentless cold. The bay was a frozen wasteland, its waters hidden beneath jagged sheets of ice, while a bitter wind howled through the wooden walls of the homes. Fish had grown scarce, and the hunters, what few remained, ventured further each day, daring to push the boundaries of safety. Among them was Nunavut, a proud man of 30 winters renowned for his fearlessness and unshakable will. But even he could not deny the creeping sense of doom that had settled over the village. For weeks, strange occurrences had unsettled the people. The sudden disappearance of skilled hunters, the eerie howls echoing across the frozen waters, and most chilling of all, the pale, lifeless bodies that washed ashore with hollow, sightless eyes. Whispers spread like wildfire. Whispers of the Aipaloovik, the sea spirit who feasted on the souls of the lost and careless. The elders warned of its wrath, recalling old tales of the creature's vengeful hunger. But Nunavut did not believe in old myths. He was a man of action, not superstition. On one bitter morning, when the sea ice was thick and the wind unforgiving, Nunavut gathered a small group of fishermen, men as stubborn and fearless as he. They would venture farther than ever before, deep into the treacherous waters. Desperation had pushed them to the brink and pride kept them from turning back. The ice cracked beneath their umiaks, groaning as if in warning, but Nunavut ignored it. As they cut through the frozen wasteland, the men grew uneasy. The sky darkened unnaturally, thick clouds swirling overhead, and the air grew colder than even the harsh Arctic winter should allow. Nunavut felt it too, a gnawing dread at the back of his mind, like the first breath of a storm. He pushed it aside. They had come too far to return empty-handed. Hours passed before they reached an area where the ice broke open into the open sea. The men set their lines, fishing quietly as the waves lapped gently against the ice. But there was no catch. The waters were still, almost unnaturally so, and an oppressive silence settled over the group. Then, without warning, the sea churned violently. A monstrous wave crashed against the ice, nearly capsizing the boats. Nunavut looked out, and there, rising from the depths, was a sight that would haunt him for the rest of his days. The Aipaloovik emerged, a twisted figure of the sea, its skin pale and leathery like that of a drowned man, its eyes glowing with a sickly, malevolent light. Its body, half man, half creature, was covered in seaweed and ice, as though it had been forged from the depths themselves. It let out a blood-curdling wail, a sound that pierced the men's bones. Panic seized them. The men scrambled to pull their nets, but the creature was already upon them. With a single sweep of its skeletal arm, it capsized the nearest boat, sending 2 men plunging into the freezing waters. Nunavut watched in horror as the Aipaloovik dragged them under, their screams echoing in the darkness before the water swallowed them whole. One by one the men were taken. Nunavut, now alone, desperately fought to stay afloat, his body numb from the cold, his mind reeling from terror. He could feel the Aipaloovik's presence beneath the surface, circling, waiting for its moment. The ice cracked ominously, and he knew his time was short. As the creature surfaced again, Nunavut saw something that made his heart stop. The faces of the dead, his fallen comrades, their eyes hollow and lifeless, their mouths open in silent screams. The Aipaloovik had stolen their souls, trapping them in eternal torment beneath the waves. In that moment, Nunavut understood. The Aipaloovik was not just a beast, it was a force of nature, a reminder of the unforgiving power of the sea and the folly of those who dared to defy it. With the last of his strength, Nunavut prayed to the spirits of his ancestors, begging for mercy, but there was no answer. The icy waters closed around him, and as he sank into the abyss, the Aipaloovik's glowing eyes were the last thing he saw. When the months that followed, no trace of Nunavut or his men was ever found. The village mourned their loss, but the elders knew the truth. The sea had claimed them, and the Aipaloovik had taken their souls. To this day, the Inuit of Hudson Bay tell the tale of Nunavut and the curse of the Aipaloovik, a warning to all who dare to challenge the depths of the frozen sea. They say that when the wind howls across the ice and the waters grow unnaturally still, you can hear the cries of the lost calling out from beneath the waves. And the Aipaloovik still wait, hungry for those who forget to respect the deadly secrets of the sea.